Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our DeathWorld Megabase series where we last episode just got a few things up and running and cleared out our first BITERS base. Also want to say very much thank you for all support you gave me on episode 1. As you all know, episode 1 is extremely important in terms of getting the series off the ground, so thank you for everyone that liked it. Doesn't matter if it's a like or a dislike, everything helps. And hopefully you'll continue to do that to show me that you want to see more. And for the few of you that didn't like, do me the favor and jump into episode 1 and leave a like on it. And yeah, that'll help me out a lot. Thank you for that. So with that out the way, let's get on with today's episode. Very much want to get our logistics science up and running and maybe start to look at a few of the other things we need. So right now we are making a bit of science. It is slowly chugging along, not that fast, but it is giving us some. What I also want to do is, we can pretty much throw this in, get the start of our smeltery columns up and running and planning out our future main bus. I might want to go down just this way. We could in theory do building on the left side, but also do it out this way. Might actually be better having all the inputs here and getting the bus to run that way. Building on maybe the south side will be good. So what I'm thinking is maybe main bus this way. We'll get this build around this one, then have all of our columns going right here. I think that could be a somewhat cool way to do it. Also make it up here and then have the bus going that way. So let's see how we'll do it and what we find out. Here's some iron for you. But firstly, let's just pick up a bit more coal. Let's set up a few of the things we need. So let's see. Let's just power all of these. Just gonna fill it all with coal, so don't have to worry about it anytime soon. That is always nice. Here's some for you, and a bit of stone for me. There's more iron for you as well. That's good. So let's go and plan out some of our little setup. So if we want a smeltery array or a main bus, we'll kind of do it this way. I also need to remember that we are playing in a DeathWorld, so that is also going to be quite important. So let's just plan this out first. If we say that our output of our smeltery column will be right here. That's 4, 8, 16. That's going to be 24. That's going to be 48. That should be enough for one yellow belt. So that is good enough for that. That means that right here we can have the output going. Let's see, pretty much this way. Let's just plan the rest of this one out over here for now. That will be our columns going up top here with iron, copper and stone and such. That means we'll need quite a few spaces for all of our bus. Might want to keep this free for getting the iron back to the start. Or we could do a 4-lane one here. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can just build on this side. So I don't have to go all the way to the top doing it. So maybe something like this, getting our iron flowing in and starting to build our setup here to the south of our bus. Let's get a few more gun turrets. I do know the BITERS will pay us a visit very soon. So having a bit of defense will be quite important. Luckily, the pollution is still a bit away. That should hopefully give us a bit of time to set up what we need. Let's just get 2 of you down to start with, just to protect our little base right here. Let's grab some iron and copper. So I want to get the main bus up and running as fast as possible to not run into any issues with the supply. And then we need to wall off the area in some way, shape or form in case the BITERS want to pay us a little visit. There's a few ways to do it. One of them is to do a standard wall build. You can also do the pipe build. We use pipes as walls, just here in the beginning, to have some kind of defense. They have about 100 health, so they do stop a bit in case the BITERS want to mess with us. So let's set up what we need here. We'll of course start here at the end and just drag everything out. Find a few things, that's fine. Let's just make 4 first. That's the easiest way to control this. We'll have something going here, right here. Then they'll just kind of merge up a bit in a completely normal main bus build. And we'll have coal and everything going in from the south. That means we'll have to have something like this should probably work with that one. Having undergrounds going in. And I'll spend a bit of time making sure that I do this correctly, since it is quite important for our future endeavors. And what I want to do is pretty much have you jump to, I think right here will be good, because then we can continue it here as well. To there, and then continue that way. That way we should be able to put in a little splitter. Right here, getting the coal in, continuing on, and jumping to the next one over. That should be completely modular and easy to manage. Then we also need to get a bit of power down. I think this might be enough to satisfy what we need. Let's just get you down this way and let's just check. Do this, it connects up, it gives power to everything. There and there. And that should be enough to get this running down to the south. Good. Let's hope the BITERS don't attack us too soon. So let's just go grab some more belts. Grab some gear wheels as well. Should in theory just increase this a bit. There we are. Here's for you, and go with you. That is not too shabby. So guys, what are you thinking of the series? Hopefully you are enjoying it. And as I said, please remember to go like the first one. It helps me immensely in figuring out if I should continue this series or not. And of course, also remember to subscribe to the channel. That's always a nice thing to do. Should we get, or we can get gates just to have it. Let's get you and let's get some better armor in case we have a bit of mishap with the BITERS attacking our base. It's always good to be prepared. There we are. Right there. And that. It looks somewhat decent going down this way. So let's just hook up a bit of iron. Or we could in theory hook up a bit of coal first to make sure this one over here has everything it needs. Grab some of you. Don't need to have too many. So let's see, how should we hook this one up? We could let it go out this way. Pretty much all of them, since they're clumped so much together, I'll need to split out or split up the inputs or even the outputs a bit. before going forward. And luckily we have all the room we need to do something as simple as this. Let's go to here and then we'll split you up in just a second. That seems fine. Then we can do a split right here. Adding in a priority splitter saying go south before you go north. So up priority to the right because we want to get it into our boilers first. And we'll have to get you down this way and then up. Could remove this, but it's nice having it a bit, just for a bit of memorabilia. So let's go over here, go about that close. We'll go up and hook these things up. I think that'll be a nice start of our power supply. At least don't want to run into the situations where come back on you, please. There we are, there we are. There we run out. So with that sorted, we should be able to hook this one up. There we are. And that should be our all sorted in just a minute. We just need to hook up a bit of power before we continue. And there for now, and can we just hook you up somewhere over here? That's coal flowing, not that much, but we are getting some. You could in theory start to remove these. I kind of want to get them out the way now. Because right now they're just kind of building up things that we don't really need. And adding to this mess of an inventory we're having already. There we are. Come to me. Good. And there we are. How's the pollution looking? Ooh, it's getting close to that biter base, so we might want to go take care of it before long. Grab you. There's some iron for you just to keep this going nicely. Goes in, that goes in. Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. So here goes the coal that goes in here. The power is about to go out. And that is exactly why I set it up right now. Let's set up a few more here. So please take that. And let's just copy paste this over one. Because I know we'll need one right there. With a power pole continuing on. I think that would be correct. Will that line up? Also will. Truck it away. Let's copy you just for the fun of it. To right there. That should give us a bit more in the power department. Just to get things going. And have the rest as well, hopefully. There we are. That's going to give us quite a bit of power. Let's leave 1/3 here for now for defense. Let's also set up some of the things we need down here, just to have it easy accessible for when we go forward. Some of you have been asking if I don't know how to use the hotkeys, and or the hotbar even, and I do. I've just gotten used to clicking it in my inventory. So let's see. That is going. Heavy armor is slowly going as well. We can collect all the things we need quite easily. And let's see if we can get the iron flowing in. Don't make you, please. Please make some electric mining drills. Maybe set up 4 for the what's called the iron to be going. Let's just start you right there for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power, 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 and power there for now. And please jump across. Right there. Could, in theory, jump it a bit further to save a bit of belts. But, yeah, let's just do it this way for now. So here goes all of the iron. That will go into 4 different ones, split off and go in. I could just have let it go in this way, but I kind of want to set it up correctly the first time, so I don't run into any issues. For example, like right here, should in theory move it down 1. And I kind of will. It's luckily enough quite easy to do. So that is slowly but surely filling up. That is going to give us a lot of what we need up here. Just drag some power poles down. And that should power for our entire new setup. There we go. So that is iron automated a bit. That is good in terms of getting our new setup up and running. There's no reason why we shouldn't. And that's fine. I see we're going through the iron at a somewhat decent place. So I should probably start to worry a bit more about the gun turrets. I have a feeling that's going to be very, very necessary. Might just want to set up a small crafting area for some gear wheels. Could in theory do it this way instead. So instead of grabbing directly, you'll do that and that. That way we can build up a nice surplus of gear wheels. Also a small amount of power, but I think it's well worth it to do this. So next thing. Fast inserters will give us the bigger power poles. Also need to set up for better things going forward. So I think this is quite good to get at the moment. Maybe get some bullet damage. Oh, it's insanely expensive. Let's do that for now. Should we set up our copper at the same time, just to have all of the things flowing? I think it might be a decent thing to do, just to have us somewhat situated. Very one-sided, but I think that's gonna be fine for what we need to do. That's gonna go through this forest, it's gonna go up here. Let's plan out how many we need. That means we'll do these. Please. You'll be able to sit right here. 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do our, it's called copper. Should we leave a bit of room? I'm gonna leave a bit of room just to have things be able to flow through. Can we jump this far? We can. Then we have 2 spots between the iron and the copper. This will just hook up to the copper line to make sure we have copper flowing in. Let's get you back. Hopefully with the BITERS on, this is not gonna be an issue that I'm building this big. Might have to look at that before we get too far. I don't want to have a mishap as we did in the live stream. a few weeks ago, where the BITERS kind of snuck up on us and made my life a living hell for the last quite a few hours of the stream. So let's see if we can't get around that this time. That is going as well, making belts for us, using a ton of iron. And now we should be ready to hook up more of this, or at least build out one of each going forward. Firstly, let's just hook up this one. Do this, get all of the copper flowing through, and all the coal. We need to get all of these in before we can do anything. There we are, and that should get coal all the way to the end, and make sure that we can get what we need. So that is quite good. Iron, copper flowing. We can get both of them on the main bus. I'll probably have to go explore a bit very soon to make sure we don't run into biter issues. Since we have this flowing, and we can get this up and going quite quickly, we should also have to focus on getting the walls. Also means getting this one up top, setting up stone brick production, so we can get that for the walls. So the pipes are a bit cheaper in that regard. Here's some more for you, please. Let's just give it a small chest to not having to worry about this anymore. Yeah, grab you. Here's more copper for you. That is going just dandy. Power, fine. No BITERS is paying us a visit just yet. So can't really complain about that. So one of the first things I want to set up is pretty much green circuits. I think that'll be best to get, then we can get the two signs next to each other afterwards. I think that'll be a good way to hook things up. So if this is going as intended, it is, we just need to add in a few more things. And let's get ourselves a nice little copper setup. Of course, we remember the power poles. Did we do it like that? Hopefully we did. We did. Good. There. Let's get some kind of symmetry. That seems good. It's going to power all of our copper up here. It's going to enable us to drag this down to get copper flowing as well. Let's see if we can't get all of these hooked up correctly. So you'll go, pretty much straight in. It's not too bad. You will go this way. And let's just make room for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we'll have to, what's the easiest way to do this? Something like, one go here. Something like this to hook up the iron in the future. And then we'll get this one to go, I think right here will be fine. For our copper. There we are. That is a somewhat decent start to the bus. We do have a bit of defense, not that much, but more than enough to keep us in the game. So that means somewhere around here, I would like to make my green... Oh, there goes the biters. I should have spent a few more minutes setting things up. That is going to be... We have to spend just a few minutes doing that now, because look how strong they are. They're already... Oh, they're already quite strong. So, why don't we do this? Let's do a bit of our other plan. Because this is most definitely not good. Let's build ourselves a little wall. Firstly. I probably should have done this before, or maybe I'll do it in the next episode. But just here at the bottom, I'll show you how I've planned on doing it. Firstly, a lot more view. If we have one going right here, we'll do a pipe wall in front of it. Give ourselves some defense, and let's get it to maybe right here for now. Because I want to do something like this in the future. So that might actually be good. Then we'll have belts running behind. We'll have this one inputting into all of them. And we'll have some power every second one. So that's actually not a bad wall to make. Something like this. Is that tileable? That seems pretty tileable to me. So what if we save this blueprint? Also we'll need to get you on. And then I think this is actually not a bad way to build a wall. So if we save you, for now you can stay right here. Then we can pretty much just line up everything we need. Also should have just added a few more things to this one. So let's do that again. Thank you. And do here. Let's just plan out this south side. Hopefully we can connect it up to the water over here somewhere. To make sure we don't run into too many issues. And then we'll probably just hook it up this way. How would we turn you? Let's just get a little plan going here. Pretty much turn you right there. I think that'll be fine. The wall will turn around here to out, going up. Up there, of course. You'll have to be one out. That looked good. We'll have one right there we can't reach, so that'll be fine. And we'll do something like this as the corner. How does that look, guys? Does that look somewhat decent, having you going in here? Get up one, don't I? Was that way? Let's get out one. I think this is somewhat good having it right there. Was this correct? Let's get up one. Let's try it there. I don't know if that is a good way to turn it, but that's what we're going to try and go with, because that way this will fit somewhat nicely in. Look at that. That looks decent. And that will hook up very nicely. So, as the biters are messing with me again, because I forgot to put in ammo here, I think this is starting to be a somewhat decent place to stop, where we next episode will probably spend a bit of time trying to stop that, please. Stupid biters. Getting our walls up and running, and maybe setting up a mall that can supply all of this with ammo and such. So I'll end the episode here. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Do comment what you think about my little wall, if it's gonna work, and how badly you think I'm gonna get attacked by the biters. And do remember to go back to episode 1 if you haven't done it already. Give it a like, give it a dislike, give it a comment, whatever you want, and subscribe to the channel. And then I will see you in the next episode. Bye guys.